A rather unexpected subtropical storm has formed off the coast of Northern America at 37.5 degrees north and 63.5 degrees west, with a wind speed of a rather high 70 miles an hour, that's 110 kilometers per hour, and a center pressure of 985 millibars or 29.09 inches of mercury.
Cyclone Chiniso making landfall in Madagascar, with the latest on Cyclone Irene as well on tonight's tropical weather bulletin.
Cyclone Freddy is rapidly intensifying off the west coast of Australia.
Powerful Cyclone Freddy and dangerous ex-Cyclone Gabrielle on tonight's tropical weather bulletin. But in the areas of particular interest, Gabrielle on the right hand side there, already affecting mainly the North Island of New Zealand. A 40% area of interest now in the Gulf of Carpentaria. That could be a quick spin-up system that forms off the coast there and affects the Northern Territory. There's Cyclone Freddy, powerful 130 miles per hour category 4 storm right now. And here's a close-up of what's going on in New Zealand right now. All of the storm's energy pushing in from the north, and that massive band, really chunky band, still quite far away from the centre of the storm itself, already affecting the North Island and the northern part of the South Island of New Zealand. Has just clinched, at last, Category 5 status. That's the top story this hour as we monitor the storm's approach towards Mauritius and La Réunion and eventually Madagascar. Winds of 160 miles per hour.
The cyclone ever, because it actually went from one end of the Indian Ocean to the other, and it is now entering an important stage. It is making the closest pass to the Mascarene Island, which, although there's going to be some effects, it's probably gonna be nothing compared to what Madagascar is currently preparing for.
One of the longest lasting tropical cyclones on record is still not giving up the ghost and is a strong Category 2, paralleling the coast of Mozambique right now, at just a stone's throw from the significant city of Quelimane. Cyclone Judy blows through Vanuatu as a Category 2 cyclone on tonight's tropical weather bulletin. And this is what we've seen on Judy on the infrared imagery. Tells you a lot more there. The eye, quite clear that you can see one there. It's not a very deep one, but look at the size of those convective cloud tops swirling all around it. Well into the minus 90s at times and always in the minus 80s there. Really incredible. If you saw anything like that in the Atlantic, it would be a beast.
Cyclone Herman is likely peaking now as a Category 4 equivalent cyclone just off the coast of Western Australia with a wind speed of 150 miles an hour, that's 240 kilometers an hour.
But the main topic, which is Hurricane Ian and its post-analysis from the National Hurricane Center, which emerged early this morning, local time, I should say, on Monday. revealing that Ian has been upgraded to 160 miles per hour from the National Hurricane Center, which would make it a Category 5 storm. But we are currently expecting 15 tropical storms, 8 hurricanes, and 3 majors for 2023. We are expecting 16 tropical storms, 9 hurricanes, and 4 major hurricanes in 2023. This season we are predicting 24 tropical storms, 14 typhoons, and 7 major typhoons of Category 3 strength or higher. Amang affecting the Bicol region of the Philippines. Australian cyclone risk increasing on tonight's tropical weather bulletin, and then towards the coast once again, getting extremely strong towards the end of day 5 this time on the GFS. Earlier on yesterday's run it was day 7, day 8.
Well, it's been an incredible journey for Ilsa so far. As of right now, 17.9 degrees south, 118.9 degrees east, just off the coast of the Australian coastline.
The tropical cyclone Ilsa has exploded in intensity over the past couple of days. It's now a Category 5 strength system on the Australian scale, and approaching that strength on the Saffir-Simpson scale as well.
Absolutely. Just to get a radar loop of the landfall that has just happened here. Here is a loop of the storm making landfall.
Wakey wakey, the Western Pacific Basin is producing our first tropical storm of this season, or well, we believe it's a tropical storm, and currently positioned at 6.3 degrees north, 157.7 degrees east.
You may notice that I am without spectacles because I had my eyes surgeryed this week, so it's my first outing without, basically. And I'm pleased to say that already my vision is actually better than it was before, with the glasses before I switched. So that's pretty cool.
Extremely dangerous tropical cyclone Mocha has intensified into a Category 5 tropical cyclone, and it's heading towards Myanmar and Bangladesh border, and there's no sign of weakening, unfortunately.
It is one of the strongest storms to ever approach Myanmar. In fact, there hasn't been a Category 5 storm that has approached Myanmar.
Cyclone Fabienne has reached Category 3 tropical cyclone status, making it the strongest since Cyclone Billy Lila of 1986. Can you believe it?
Borden. Now we've revised it slightly. We're now predicting 16 named storms, 9 hurricanes, and 3 majors. Changed it to 17 named storms, 8 hurricanes, and 3 majors. Those numbers have been upped. We're now going with 26 storms, 15 typhoons, and 9 majors. A wonderful new satellite imagery section on our Force 13 website, so you can see live floater imagery of every storm around the world in multiple views, as well as radar imagery where possible, and also live sea surface temperature and imagery as well with animated loops.
Here we go, wildlife live on Force 13 UK. Well, what else is there to do whilst waiting for the storms? Hello! Never dealt with horses before, actually. Alright. Hey.
was, I think, cloud to ground. That was enormous. Potential hurricane threat in the Atlantic, and it's still early season.
Storm Adrian finally starts off the 2023 Eastern Pacific hurricane season. Currently located at 15.2 degrees north, 106.2 degrees west, and has literally just become a tropical storm. And it's the second latest tropical storm to form in the basin, only beaten by Agatha in 2016.
Talim has strengthened into a Category 1 typhoon and is expected to make landfall in China in the next hours, still strengthening and possibly could reach Category 2 status, but it's a possibility, nothing to be ruled out. Still a powerful typhoon and really dangerous situation for the southern coast of China.
Typhoon threat growing for the Philippines and Taiwan, and Don is a hurricane on tonight's tropical weather bulletin. So Doksuri, a super typhoon as we look at it on this live satellite imagery of the storm moving northwestwards closer and closer to the Philippine Islands. Although, curiously, when we were looking at it yesterday, it was going further west than expected. Right now, one might suggest that it's going a little bit further east than expected now. But the track overall remains very precarious, and its movement is generally going to continue northwestwards towards the Batanes Islands and the Calayan and Babayan group of islands.
It's got winds, get this, of 150 miles an hour and a pressure of 938 millibars. We'll have to wait and see if this storm does get up towards Category 5 status, but it would not surprise me if over the next 12 to 24 hours, that before that wind shear really does go back up, that we see the storm gain maybe another 5 to 10 miles per hour in intensity. So it might get close to Category 5 status. We'll have to wait and see on that though.
Strong typhoon Lan continues to intensify. Dora remains defiant on tonight's tropical weather bulletin. So, 100,000 subscribers, we finally made it, and it's quite incredible to finally be here on this day to say that, because so many people around the world have seen and enjoyed our content for the last 12 years. And it's taken that long for us to get there, and it's been a lot of hard work and dedication from many different team members over the years and now. Hillary, a rapidly growing threat to Baja California on tonight's tropical weather bulletin. Of course, first of all, we will look at Hillary, a large system, and look at that really well executed with its banding. So what was once a very powerful storm still has quite a bit of strength with it. A Category 3 at this point at 22 degrees north, 113.4 degrees west.
Hurricane Hillary has strengthened rapidly over the previous hours. Yesterday was only a 50 mile per hour tropical storm, and now a high-end Category 3 with winds of 125 miles per hour based on the latest analysis of the National Hurricane Center.
Tropical disturbance, a threat in the Gulf of Mexico. Lots of different systems, but two main ones, and we're trying to keep on top of both of them for you. We have Typhoon Saola, Philippine name Goring on the left hand side, a very powerful typhoon, Category 4, hugging the coast of Isabela province in the Philippines. And on the right hand side, our newly developed Tropical Depression 10, which is poised to become our next Atlantic tropical storm and possibly hurricane as it heads towards Florida somewhere. Well, Hurricane Franklin has exploded to reach an enormous intensity right now, a Category 4, currently at 27.9 degrees north, 71 degrees west.
And what a beast.
What a beast. That is Franklin right there. Extrapolated pressure reading of 923 millibars.
See what the sun says.
So wind speeds, what do you think, Ethan?
Wind speeds, when you blend everything together, that's probably 150 miles an hour.
Oh, look at this. Naughty Idalia starting to really pop out its eye just after sunset when we can't see it no more. No, that ain't good. Look at that. Really, really opening up. This is just a matter of, I think, a 30-minute loop this is, if that. And showing just how that's developing very, very quickly here. This is Idalia right now.
Most of that is not even from Franklin, because Franklin's already gonna go off to
that's mad.
Whoa. Lots of debris.
Oh, it hit the camera.
Something that wasn't necessarily outside of the realms of possibility, but Super Typhoon Saola, or locally referred to as Scoring, has become a Category 5 typhoon with a remarkable eye wall in its latest frames, and it is located at 19.3 degrees north and 122.8 degrees east.
Category 5 Typhoon Saola headed for Hong Kong on a packed night in the tropics. Saola, a Category 5 with winds of 160 miles per hour and a pressure estimate around 917 millibars, weakening slightly. There's yellow typhoon warning in effect for parts of China.
Haiku, it's about to make landfall in Taiwan as a Category 3, and its position currently 22.7 degrees north, 122.0 degrees east, and it's a really powerful system, has intensified into a Category 4, but now it's weakening a little bit due to land interaction possibly.
Alright, we had a massive, enormous rainstorm with loads of lightning flashes, and we had to run through all of this terrible, terrible conditions. And the roads are flooding over here. This is what we had to deal with just now. An astonishing fall of rain in a very short period of time has turned roads into rivers. I know it's a very cliche saying, but it applies very much so here.
Shortly after my recent update I made on Hurricane Jova, it has continued to rapidly intensify and is now up to Category 5 status. Currently located at 15.7 degrees north, 113.0 degrees west. And just 24 hours ago, it was only a 70 mile per hour tropical storm, so that is quite the rapid intensification phase that we have witnessed with this storm.
Well, here we are again, another Category 5 on our hands, this time in the form of Hurricane Lee, would you believe it or not, with a wind speed right now of 160 miles an hour, that's 260 kilometers an hour.
Cebuanos call it Malinor. The Spanish would call it Tranquillo. I think the Americans would just go for relaxing. My name's Nathan Foy here, live on the air in Cebu in the Philippines right now, and it's great to be live on the air for 13 Sundays once again. It's a beautiful morning here, just coming up to 6 o'clock. So you've got me up very early for this 413 Sundays, and it's very weird the fact that it's still in the evening for everyone else. So now I get to feel what it's like for all the Asians on our team and viewers, what they have to experience when they want to try and be on the air with us. Oh dear.
Windstorm Agnes gathering strength near the Azores. The storm re-strengthened over the course of today and is now a Category 4 on the Saffir-Simpson scale at 22.2 degrees north, 122.4 degrees east. Typhoon warnings for most of Taiwan extending as far north as Yilan and Hsinchu County. That doesn't include Taipei.
So here is Koinu now on satellite. As you can see, approaching the southern tip of Taiwan. That was a Category 4 typhoon with a position of 21.8 degrees north and 121.0 degrees east.
This is why it's a severe flood warning right now, because we've got stuff like this going on. Very fast flowing and dangerous.
Live at the river, the South River Esk.
Fast flowing water. Very large areas of flooding around this area, floodplain. Well, after rapid intensification yesterday, the storm did look unstoppable for a time, but it has halted and it has an eyewall replacement cycle to contend with. While an extreme period of intensification has led to a big surprise in the South Pacific, where we have a Category 4 on the Saffir-Simpson scale, Cyclone Lola. That's Category 5 on the Australian scale, currently located at 13.9 south, 169.3 degrees east. Hurricane Otis explosively intensifies near Mexico on tonight's Tropical Weather Bulletin. So first of all, Otis, which is the top story right now, a hurricane warning from Punta Maldonado westwards to Zihuatanejo. There's the late visibles of the day, raw visible imagery here, and you can see in those last frames really looking very powerful.
For those wondering, eye diameter right now is probably around 15 nautical miles, so it is a fairly small eye as it continues to move off towards the north-northwest. But you'll notice here, this line is the National Hurricane Center's forecast track, and I believe, I don't know what the key is, but right around here is the city of Acapulco. And if we were to extrapolate that, they are going to get the northeastern eye wall of this storm. And
Christian.
Please, I'm thinking here. Oh, we've got no
Just a
time.
minute, I'm about to hit Mum's car again.
Yeah.
Oh, ouch. That's gonna leave
Come
a
on.
mark.
Oh!
Cyclone Mal kicks off another active period in the tropics.
Right, thumbs on buttons
Oh
on
my
your
God.
phone, guys.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, you have to do this.
Yeah. Oh my god.
This is
No.
weird.
Oh no, my brain's already taken out of context. Oh no.
Jesus Christ, what is this?
Time for a commercial break.
No, we're here. We're about to take off in our toilet.
What? What? Bro. Oh my god.